Hello, my dear students. I hope you all are fine. Here, I am your chemistry mentor, Ayush Sharma, ex-Career Point faculty. Today, we are going to have a discussion on a very important topic, that is how to calculate the oxidation number. We had already learned about what is oxidation number, why we are studying the oxidation number, what is the necessary requirement of oxidation number in the field of chemistry. Right now, we are going to study how to calculate, how to find out the oxidation number. Very important. I had already said you that there are certain rules which are used to calculate the oxidation number of a particular element in a particular molecule or a compound. Now in this session we are going to study that rules which will help us to calculate the oxidation number. So begin this session with the first rule, rule number 1. The sum of all the oxidation number of all the atoms in a molecule or a compound is equals to the charge on it. The charge on it. If there is no charge, then it will equals to 0. If there is a charge, whether it is a positive or negative, then it will be equals to that particular charge. For example, if I will talk with some examples, like if we will take KMnO4, if we will take CO32 minus, if we will take PO43 minus, if we will take P4, if we will take O2, if we will take H2, and let us assume that the oxidation number of potassium over here is X, the manganese as Y, the oxygen be Z. Here the carbon one will be X, oxygen will be Y, phosphorus will be X, oxygen will be Y. Here the oxidation number of phosphorus will be X. Here the oxidation number of oxygen will be X. Here the oxidation number of hydrogen will be X. One thing you must remember, that this X and this X or this X or this X are not equal. They are different. Most of you may think that these X are equal, but actually that is not correct. We can assume it to be the other variable, but by default I had assumed that X or XY. But always remember, the value of X over here will be different to that of the X of the to that of the value of the X over here, and it will be different with this X, and it will also be different with this X. Similarly for Y. And the another thing which should you must know, that this X will be the oxidation number of a single atom. For example, if I am talking about Z, Z is the oxidation number of the single atom of the oxygen, not of all this four atom of oxygen. Now, rule 1 says that the sum of all the oxidation number of all the atoms in a molecule or a compound is equal to the charge on it. Then we can write that the oxidation number of potassium be X into 1, because here single atom of potassium is placed, Y into 1 plus Z into 4 is equals to 0. Why I had equated this with 0? Because there is no charge over this KMnO4. So I equate it with 0. Are you getting the point? Similarly, if I will talk about CO32 minus, then X into 1, because X is the oxidation number of carbon, there is only one atom. Then 3 into Y, is equals to minus 2. Why minus 2? Because there is a charge of minus 2. Similarly for P4 3 minus. Similarly for P4 3 minus, it will be x into 1 plus 4 into y is equals to minus 3. Similarly, if I will talk about the P4, then it will be 4 into x is equals to 0. If we will talk about O2, then also it will equals to 2 into x is equals to 0. If I will talk about H2, then also it will equals to 2 into x is equals to 0. Are you getting this? And from all these points, we also conclude some very interesting point which you must note it in your copy. Now, see what are the points? What are the points? Write down the note point. If you will see here that 4 into x is equals to 0, then the oxidation number of this phosphorus over here, that is x, will be 0. Will be 0. That means first note point is that the oxidation number of the elements in its natural form will be 0. Now the question is why? The question is why? The answer will be because here the atoms are connected to the identical atoms, to the identical atoms. Therefore, delta En, that is the electronegativity difference, will be 0, and hence the oxidation number will be 0. And from this point, one more point you will conclude that the oxidation number is basically present on the atoms which are different. ठीक है? On the atoms connected to I can write it over here that atoms connected to the different atoms. Why? Because due to the connection with the different atoms, the delta n will not be equals to 0, and hence there will be some oxidation number. It will be +1 or -1. It will depend. Now the question is, does the oxidation number will have a negative value? Yes, of course. The oxidation number may have the oxidation number may have positive values, negative values, or 0. The positive value will be present on less electronegative atom. ठीक है? Negative oxidation number is present over more electronegative atom, and 0, you know that 0 is present when the atoms are connected with the same atom. Is it clear? So these are the some note points which you must know. Now the question is, what is the second rule? What is the second rule? You had seen that in KMNO4 we have x plus y plus 4 into z is equals to 0. If you want to find out the oxidation number of any one of the element present over here in this molecule, then we must know the oxidation number of the other elements atom. Now the question is how we will know the oxidation number of the other elements of the atom. For that, scientist has given us some values of oxidation number for some elements whose oxidation number does not change. Is it clear? Now the question is, what are the values and for which type of element it was given. Let us start with the alkali metal. Alkali metal, that are the metals of group 1 in a periodic table. Who are they? They are lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium. What will be the oxidation number of these elements? That will be plus 1. You must consider them as plus 1. Similarly, for alkaline earth metal, that is for the element of group 2. Who are the elements? Beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium. We should consider the oxidation number to be plus 2. Is it clear, my dear students? This will be plus 1, this will be plus 2. Similarly, if we want to know the oxidation number of some more which are required on the basis of our competitive exams or your board exams, who are they? That is hydrogen. The oxidation number of hydrogen will be either -1 or +1. It may be 0. 0 will be for everyone whenever they exist in their natural form. But when they are connected, then hydrogen might have -1 oxidation number and might have +1. In most of the cases, hydrogen will have +1 oxidation number because in most of the cases, hydrogen are connected to the non-metals having more electronegativity than hydrogen. Are you getting the point? Then the oxidation number of hydrogen will be +1. Similarly, it will be -1 if it is connected to the metals. Metals se agar connected, if they are connected with the metals, then their oxidation number will be -1. Like metals like alkali metals or alkaline earth metals, if they are connected to them, then hydrogen will have an oxidation number of -1. Otherwise, either it will be +1 or either it will be -1. You can consider this point to be second rule, third rule, fourth rule in this manner also. Is it clear? Now, the another point will be fluorine. Fluorine will always have oxidation number to be -1. Fluorine will always have the oxidation number to be -1. Is it clear? Now the question is, why it is always -1? Because it is the most electronegative element in the periodic table. In the periodic table. Are you getting the points? Now, the other halogens except fluorine, that are the chlorine, bromine or iodine, generally they have oxidation number to be -1. Generally, they have the oxidation number to be -1. Are you getting the point? But in some cases, but in some cases, they may have oxidation number ranging from -1 to, wait a bit, wait a bit, -1 to +7. They may have oxidation number ranging from -1 to +7. Whereas fluorine will always have an oxidation number of -1. Is it clear? But chlorine, bromine and iodine. Now the question is where? Where these atoms, where these atoms such as Cl, Br and I, such as Cl, Br and I are the central atoms, are the central atom. If they are present as a central atom in a molecule, then their oxidation number may ranges from in a positive side, that is +1, +3, +5 or +7. But when they are side atom, when they are side atom, then their oxidation state will be -1. Remember one thing. Now the question is how you will know where it is present as a central and where it is present as a side. For example, if I am talking about PCl5, here chlorine is a side atom. Whereas if I am talking about ClF5, here the chlorine act as a central atom. Now the question is where it will act as a central atom and where it will act as a side atom. You will clearly know when you will study chemical bonding. But I will mention you some points to know where they are act as a central atom, where they are acting as a central atom. It must be in a least number. It must be in a least number. First thing. And second, must be less electronegative than the other atom present in the molecule. Present in the molecule. Are you getting the point? Are you getting the point or not? It must be in a least number. And the second point is it must be less electronegative than the other. For example, here chlorine is in the least number and the fluorine is having more electronegativity than chlorine. So here it acts as a central atom and the chlorine will have an oxidation number of +5, but here the chlorine will have an oxidation number of -1. Generally it is present as a side atom, so it will be -1 will be the safer side to take the oxidation number of chlorine. Are you getting the points? Yes or no, my dear students? Here you have understood about the halogens. And the next will be oxygen. The oxidation number of oxygen will may have -2 value, may have -1, and also may have -. And in all these three cases, the oxygen is termed with a different name. For example, if it is having an oxidation number of -2, then its name will be oxide. If it will be -1, its name will be peroxide. And if it will be -half, then it will be superoxide. Are you getting the point? Some of them may think that there is a suboxide kind of oxygen also present. But suboxide is a compound name, that is carbon suboxide. Here the sorry, CrO2, CrC3O. Here the oxygen is present in -2 oxidation state only, but named as carbon suboxide. So oxygen can be named as oxide, peroxide or superoxide on the basis of their oxidation number. If it's -2 oxide, -1 peroxide, -half as superoxide. Are you getting the point? Generally we will take -2. Generally this will be your oxidation. Some examples like Na2O, here oxygen is present as a -2, Na2O2, here oxygen is present as a peroxide, and KO2, here oxygen is present as a superoxide. You all know that the oxidation number of sodium is +1. So we can write as +1 into 2 plus x is equals to 0. So x is equals to -2. How we had put all these? By using the above rules which we had studied right now. Is it clear? And in this manner you can find out the oxidation number of oxygen over here and also from here. And on the basis of its oxidation number, termed the name as oxide or peroxide or superoxide. Now the question is where we will understand there is a necessary or there is a necessity uh, of peroxide or to be taken as the -1 as an oxidation number for oxygen. So to understand that, you must know the ranges of the oxidation number for various kind of elements. You must know the ranges. For example, if I am talking about some ranges, that what is the basic range of the, this is the another rule. Uh, what are the ranges from where the oxidation number starts and where ends for every element? It will start from its valence shell electron positive, valence shell electron 2, valence shell electron -8. Here it will automatically comes to be negative. Here it automatically comes negative. And here it automatically comes to be positive. No need to write as a positive. No need to write. It automatically comes. Is it clear? For example, if I am talking about nitrogen, its valence shell electron is 5. So its range will be from uh, -3 to +1. How -3? I had put this as a first and this as a second because from lower side to higher side it is better to write. Is it clear? You may write as a +5 to -3, but it's better to write from lower to higher. Similarly for sulfur it will be -2 to +6. Similarly for the chlorine it will be -1 to +7. Is it clear? You may think that why I'm not taken over here as an oxygen of chlorine, because there is no vacant there is no vacant d orbital in order to expand their in order to expand their oxidation number. In order to expand their oxidation number, they do not have any vacant d orbital. Is it clear? So these are the things. For example, if I'm talking about, take an example so that I can understand where to take or where to think about peroxide. For example, if I'm taking an example of CrO5, you all had learned this, that the chromium over here will have an oxidation number of +6. But if you don't know anything and you have just a simple this chemical formula and you have to think about the structure, about the about the nature of the oxygen on the basis of its oxidation number, then how you will do that? Then take the oxidation number of oxygen to be -2. Generally, generally, is it clear? Now, find out the oxidation number of chromium by using this -2. Let consider the oxidation number of chromium to be x, then x plus 5 into -2 is equals to 0 and x is equals to +10. Now think once that, is it possible to have an oxidation number of chromium to be +10? No, my dear, that is not possible. Why? Because valence shell electron which can participate during a chemical reaction for forming the bonds is only 6. Is only 6. So the maximum oxidation number, maximum oxidation number chromium can achieve is plus 6, not more than that. But here it is coming plus 10. So our assumptions are wrong. That every oxygen over here is minus 2. But by seeing this, you can't see that every oxygen will have a peroxide nature and all have minus 1. Listen it very carefully. Is it clear? Now you cannot say that every oxygen is having a minus 1. Why? Because every oxygen will have a minus 1 oxidation number, then chromium will have an oxidation number of plus 5, which is not stable. Because after forming bond also, there is one single unpaired electron which creates instability. This is not a 1, this is one electron, which will create instability. So it will try to achieve this plus 6. How it can achieve? If one oxygen will have a minus 2 oxidation number and other 4 oxygen will have minus 1 oxidation number, means 4 oxygen will participate as peroxide and 1 oxygen atom will participate as oxide, which will lead to the formation of this butterfly type structure. This butterfly type structure. Are you getting the point? This butterfly type structure. That here it is minus 1, 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 here it is minus 2, and the chromium will have plus 6 oxidation. Is it clear? So in this manner you will able to know where to use the concept of peroxide. Is it clear? Okay. Now move on to some more examples, or you can say that some more questions, so that you will have a better understanding of these rules. Now, question number 1. Find out the oxidation number of carbon over here. How you will find out? Let us assume the oxidation number of carbon to be X, and we all know that generally we take the oxidation number of oxygen to be minus 2. So by applying all the rules, X plus 2 into minus 2 will equals to 0, X minus 4 is equals to 0, and X is equals to plus 4. Similarly, in case 2, if we will take some molecule like let us take PO4 3 minus, find out the oxidation number of phosphorus over here, then assume it to be an X, then it will be 4 into minus 2, which will equals to minus 3, X minus 8 is equals to minus 3, X is equals to plus 5. There are many more examples. You must practice from your book, or that you will have a clear cut concept about rules for finding out the oxidation number. In this session we have taken the simple molecules only, but in next session we will try to cover to find out the oxidation number of the central atom in case of complex compound, as well as to find out the oxidation number in case of the structure. We will cover these two topics in the next session, so continue, stay tuned with us. The oxidation number of hydrogen to be plus 1. Why? Because they are connected with the non-metals, and AS to be an X and oxygen to be minus 2. Then 3 into plus 1 plus X plus 4 into minus 2 is equals to 0. That is 3 plus X minus 8 is equals to 0. X minus 5 is equals to 0. X is equals to plus 5. Means the oxidation number of AS over here will be plus 5. Are you getting the point? Are you getting the point or not, beta? There will be lots of questions in your book, so practice all that and stay tuned with us so that you get each and every thing in a very proper manner, in a very understanding way, in a very short video clips. Okay, thank you, bye bye, meet you in the next session.